Hello everybody and welcome back to Elsie's Kitchen. Today I'm going to be making homemade granola. Granola is one of my favorite food snacks and it's actually way easy to make at home. My local shop discontinued my favorite brand, so I tried my hand at making it myself. I'll start off by mixing in a teaspoon of cinnamon to half a cup of tahini. I'm using tahini here instead of oil as I didn't have any kinds of oil on hand. Tahini is like a sesame version of peanut butter. You might want to sweeten your granola a little bit more because tahini is quite savory, so you could use sugar, extra maple syrup, or other sweetener. Next, I'm going to add in a teaspoon of vanilla extract just to lift the flavors. Granola is made by roasting rolled oats, so we're going to be using the finest Irish rolled organic oats here. They're the same kind that you use for porridge, so you can usually use whatever you have on hand. First of all, you're going to want to give that wet mixture a really good mix though. Add in 1 cup of rolled oats and mix it in thoroughly. Now this is going to be a little bit tough to mix, but you really want to make sure that you get all of the oats covered in your wet mixture. So you got to really go at it here because you don't want any dry, gross, floury clumps of oat. Now here comes the fun part. You're going to add whatever you want to your granola. I like a really specific mix of dried fruit, including raisins and dried tropical fruits, with some nuts that are good for you, like almonds or peanuts or pistachios. Pretty much you can put anything you want in here. I did about 1/4 of a cup for this amount, but you can change it to however you like, or you don't even have to add anything. Dried raisins are definitely my favorite thing in granola. There's just something about baked raisins, but they add a lot of sweetness, so depending on the flavor you want, be careful with the amount that you add. Add this into your mixture and you're going to want to mix it again really thoroughly. Granola is kind of like deconstructed flapjacks, I'm gonna say. I never really liked flapjacks as a kid, but this is like a less binded version of flapjacks, if you know what I mean. But they still taste just as good. You could also experiment with adding different kinds of spices or maybe even making savory granola. With your oven preheated to 180 degrees Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit, get a large baking sheet covered in baking paper and kind of just spoon the mixture out onto that baking sheet. When you're done that, you're going to want to spread it as evenly and thinly as you can on this baking sheet. It doesn't have to be too precise, but you want it to be of even thickness so that it all cooks evenly. And kind of chop it up a little bit so you don't end up getting any like massive chunks, and that it all browns evenly on the edges. Pop that in the oven for 15 minutes in the center of your oven. After those 15 minutes are up, take it out of your oven again. It should be looking golden brown and smelling absolutely delicious. You can use a flat object like a measuring cup to kind of just break it up. You don't want to squish it too much, but definitely break up those pieces, but be careful because they're going to be hot. When you've broken it up, you can bake it in the oven for 5 to 10 more minutes until it's the perfect golden brown color that you desire. When you take it out of the oven, it's still going to be kind of soft, but when it cools, it should harden up and be the most delicious granola texture that you've ever had. This will keep for ages, so you can just put it in an airtight tub and you can have it over yogurt for breakfast or even for any meal, to be honest. You can have it as a snack, you can have it with milk, you can have it hot, you can have it however way you like. I like to have it with some extra fresh fruit and some Greek yogurt, and it's really nice. Anyway, thank you so much for watching and enjoy your granola.